Hey, everybody. We're back. Tailgaters. I'm Bruce. I'm with Daryl. I'm with Marcus. And guess what? Jaden, our special guest star, is back again because we want to see, he called some calls last week that might be controversial. How successful was he? So we're not talking about anything, but we're going to basically say two things. One, any surprises? Number two, anything you figured was going to happen. And you know what, Jaden? Why don't we just start with you? Tell me, what happened to Golden State?
They got it done. It's not over. It's not over. It's just a start. Not even close. But to be able to start off the series with a win, not only a win, but a win at the Rockets Arena.
Well,
great thing you could ask for. They thought they could stop Stephen Curry because they held him to 3 points last time. He dropped 31. Jimmy Butler was doing his stuff. And the Warriors got the win.
I guess he's lucky that Nico's not his general manager because with stats like that, he'd trade him. Do you have anything to counter that, Marcus? I mean, they was in your territory, Houston.
Yeah,
what
so
happened?
I mean, this kid, this guy, he's watching my television in my house, eating my groceries, in my refrigerator.
And what kind of respect?
Talking noise about my Rockets. Now, so listen, I'm going to give him credit. Listen, one of my creeds is you have to be taught how to win a championship game. And the only way you are taught is by making it to the top and losing. And the Rockets have not gone through that process yet. Now, that being said, them ending up as the number 2 seed was a little bit of a favor in terms of some of the other teams that were probably a little better having some mid-year, pain points, and that kind of gave the Rockets a pathway to the number 2 seed. That being said, I mean, the Golden State Warriors are a very experienced team, and not to mention the greatest shooter of all time. And of course, you put Jimmy Butler in the mix, and
that's true. Good boy,
and Green. I mean, again, they got a good nucleus there. Now, here's my thing with the Rockets, right? The Rockets didn't lose that game. They just didn't win. And they lost that game at the doggone free throw line. If they could hit their doggone free throws, they would have won that game. Listen, they came back from a 20-point deficit and basically tied the game up. So they had the gas, but when you get to the free throw line, especially late in the fourth quarter, and then it becomes all about clock management, which obviously, Steve Kerr is a veteran of that game. I mean, the Rockets basically shot themselves in the foot. Now, when you have 6-7 people on your team, all averaging double digits, and I heard a stat last night that hadn't been done since like 1981, it's hard to determine who is going to be the actual leader of that team. So right now, there is a very strong group of players on the Rockets. It's very leveled across the board. There are a couple of guys that are like really good, Jalen Green, obviously, but there's no bona fide. The game is on the line. Give me the rock. I'm the guy that's going to take the last shot. They don't have that yet. I don't think it's going to be a blowout to where the Golden State Warriors sweep, but at this point right now, it's probably looking like a 4-2 series Golden State, which I don't want to see.
Exactly. Well, I got to ask you a question. No, I got to ask you a question because you said they miss their free throws, and that's so common. And yet some of these players, there's these wonderful, gifted athletes up there. And they can hit the ball anywhere. And I know it's a set shot instead of a jump. But why are some of these guys bad? At free throws. There's some guys you just can't count on. Shaq was one of them, right?
There's so many things that play a part in shooting a free throw. Anybody can go up to the line and just shoot over and over and over. You remember the free throw contest, Marcus, that they used to have it at Holland Middle School?
Hell yeah.
And teachers would get up there and just shoot one free throw after another. But when you start adding in the equation of fatigue, the crowd noise and all these different factors that play into it, and now you're making it a little bit more difficult to put the ball in the hole from that same little spot that you've been shooting from all of your career. So, I guess it's equivalent to hitting a golf ball then, wouldn't it be, because, it really looks difficult especially in the clutch when the game's on the line, and so, it's not as easy as it seems.
I know that, but what percentage, just not even the clutch, what percentage do you think pros should, at a minimum, be hitting? Should 70%? What?
No, 90. Man, you out there talking crazy.
He said should be.
Should be. Yeah. What should they? at this level of athletes, I mean, just for the whole season, I mean, there's going to be good games, bad games. They're going to miss a clutch shot and make them. But overall, for a whole season, if someone was shooting under 70%, I would say they goofed. But you're saying 90?
I'd say you should be able to go there and make 90% of the free
Over
throws.
the whole season. Okay, I would think, I would say 82 and a half.
Yeah. What about you, Jaden?
90 is pretty
think?
heavy.
What do you think, Jaden? Like, I mean, if you make it to the NBA, what should be, especially if you're a guard, right? 1, 2, 3, maybe a small forward, you should be shooting a what minimum percentage from the free throw line, regardless of fatigue?
Minimum, I'd say, is about 75, but I think it needs to be around 80 to 85%.
Needs to be, yeah.
That's
Okay.
consistent for every, position. I know it's a lot harder when, you have long arms, the ball's small in your hands. Those dudes have huge hands. It's easier said than done. But I think if you're playing, getting paid millions of dollars and you're working hard and you're taking that same shot over and over and over and over, you should be able to hit it at least 80% of the time.
Well, back in the day, they used to say the guys playing post, the centers, they didn't hit the free throws well because they're used to shooting, 2 or 3 feet away. But now everybody's shooting 3-pointers. So now they guess the excuse is, well, we're not used to shooting so close.
Listen,
Bruce,
Bruce, let me just say this one last thing. Okay, they shot 55%. Like, that is like Shaquille O'Neal, type of percentages, right? Like, that is atrocious. I mean,
so instead of
exactly,
hack a team.
Exactly. It was a hacker team. I think we should trademark that one, right?
Team,
Meanwhile, the Golden State Warriors shoot 78% from the free throw line. So almost 79, 80% that Jaden was just talking about. But you take the free throws, the Rockets get to like 80%, 75. We have a different outcome last night because it's not just about the points, it's about the momentum, the confidence, and everything else that goes with hitting free throws.
Well, let's consider this too. They got them. Okay, they were down 21, 22?
Something like that, Daryl. Yeah.
And they came back, but they came back off of the play of Steven Adams and Jabari Smith. He took them out. They were taken out of the game somewhere around the 6 minute mark of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I think if he could have ran them a little bit longer, we could have had Steven Adams in there grabbing rebounds and protecting the hole. Even if we run him, at the same time as we run him with Sengun, takes a little bit away offensively, but at the same time, man, you're in there snatching rebounds and you're protecting the paint. So it could have came out a little bit better, I think, if they played them a little bit longer.
Jaden, what do you think about the Rockets' 3-point shooting? Also, like, when you think about the Warriors, and that's what they're known for. They shot 37.5%. The Rockets shot an abysmal 20% from 3-point line.
Honestly, look, I know people don't like when they take a bunch of 3-pointers. It gets annoying. I feel like a lot of teams are just chucking up shots instead of actual playing real basketball. But when that shot is made, it is a momentum killer or it's a momentum starter. So I think you need to be able to at least make like around 33 to 35% of your,
that's reasonable.
Team average 3-point. That's asking for an average day. You got players that can shoot like ridiculously above that percentage, but I think, that is a very important shot just because of how much the game has developed and how crucial it is, especially when you're in, like a close game scenario where, that 3 can put you up 2 possessions or, give you the lead.
Yeah, well, I'll say this here, right? I mean, the Golden State Warriors attempted 32 3-pointers, and Houston attempted 29, but only made 6 of them. If you look at Houston's play last night, where they really outperformed, and Daryl, you keep me honest here, where they outperformed Golden State was down low. Houston was a rebounding machine down low. Like, they had some good inside play. So if they stick to what they do well, be very, very limited about the 3. Make certain that, it's in stride. It's a good set play, whatever. And I get it. Sometimes it's just the only shot to take. But, if them hoisting up almost 33 pointers and making only 6, come on now.
But let's be honest, though. They also drove to the hole and put up some ridiculous looking shots also. Yeah. Circus shots that were getting blocked. I mean, they were shooting up air balls, driving to the hole. So I don't understand their offensive scheme at all. And maybe that's a good thing that because maybe we're not supposed to know.
All right.
I mean, come on, bro. I'm watching this like, what are y'all? I mean, dribble, 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 dribble. Oh, let me drive to the hole and throw it up. No, but that don't work. It doesn't work.
Well, let me change it now. I was shocked. LA, man, I mean, came out there. Luka had like 20 some odd points in the first quarter, and then he rested the second quarter, and all of a sudden, I was surprised how badly the Lakers got beat. What'd y'all think? LeBron didn't even score in the first quarter.
Nobody wants to take that one.
No one wants that one. Okay.
I mean, no, again, it was just a poor. I feel like the way that game all set up is Minnesota came in there with a plan. They knew exactly how to strategize against the offensive weapons that come with Luka and LeBron, and they just did a better job out hustling, outplaying the LA Lakers. And I think the LA Lakers just got caught flat-footed. Now, one last thing, sometimes players having to go through the play-in process, it keeps them fresh. So although the Lakers had time to rest up, Minnesota having to go through the play-in process, like they were still sharp. They were still, they still kind of had that energy and that momentum going. I've seen this happen before where sometimes having too much rest is a bad thing. It's okay, bro.
Then we got the Grizzlies and the Thunder. I mean, I can believe it, but you talk about free throws. Did you see that three-pointer at the end of the half? Guy from the Grizzlies shot it from beyond midcourt. Nothing but net. I mean, it was like a great shot, but it's like it was the wrong time. You're already behind by 30 points, and that game was over in the first quarter. So, boy, I tell you, Oklahoma does look like they're going to be tough to beat. Did y'all see that game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It wasn't pretty.
No, it was not. Well, it was for Oklahoma. That's my team.
Yeah.
So
But-
I thought they looked great.
Also, if you have a team in the West that's in the playoffs, now you're starting to get scared because that team looks like they could, honestly, I don't know who could stop them.
Yeah.
Celtics did well, didn't they? So, I mean, I think who picked that? Jaden, I think you go with Celtics, aren't you? You like the Celtics? I like the Celtics. I thought they would make it all the way, but going to lose. Oh, the Knicks. Yeah, Brunson. Thank you. Jalen Brunson. I mean, that guy's a star, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, good
Crazy, dude.
thing Nico got rid of him. I'm not bitter.
Not looking too good.
No. All
Yeah.
right. Thanks. You see the latest statement? Nico said that he wasn't aware how much the fans like Luka.
Right.
What?
You used to be fired just from that statement. You don't know what your customers want? Just ask
Yeah.
Marcus. He knows how to please the customer. I mean, it's nuts, isn't it? Anyway, they look good. We got the Warriors. We already talked about the Warriors, Magic, Celtics. We already talked about that. Heat and the Cavaliers. Cavaliers look good.
Cavaliers look good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if that series is ended in 4 or 5.
So how much longer do you think their coach has for the Heat? He was looking like a genius when he was a rookie and had those 3 superstars on his team. But, how much longer do you think he'll last?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of teams are just like, getting rid of coaches and stuff just based off of bad performances for 1 year, 2 years. I think, you got to stick it out. You got to build, a
smart.
team. You got to build a team. You have to build, like a foundation and leaders that can, take over that team and, even have a chance of creating a dynasty, because they had a chance at, winning the finals, 3 years ago against the Nuggets. And then,
That's true.
They were the 8th seed against the Bucks, but they pretty sure they beat them in that series, if I'm not mistaken. I know Jimmy Butler was going crazy in that game 6, but I think a lot of teams need to focus on not win now, and more let's build a team so we can win for a long time.
The key, I agree with you. That's one of the smartest things any of us has ever said. It's brilliant. And they don't follow that. I think the key, too, to make a coach look good is having a superstar player, maybe like a Brunson or a Luka. If you have a player like that, keep them.
We didn't talk about the Clippers and the Nuggets, and I'm telling
yeah,
you
the
right
Clippers
now,
and the Nuggets.
I'm
Yeah,
calling it,
145.
man. That's a sweep. That's going to be the one sweep in the first round.
Really?
Like,
Really?
yeah.
Looks like you got controversy with that one.
Yeah, I'm
Tell 'em about it,
done,
Daryl.
man. I don't know, man. Something's telling me that the Nuggets are just the real deal. I'm not saying I think it's going to be the Nuggets and the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals. I know, Jada, you probably have a difference of opinion and based on how the things turn out with the Rockets and how they'll pair up. But let's say the Minnesota, ends up beating the Lakers, right? I mean, right now the Warriors don't have an easy path to the third round. They just don't. It's gonna be tough one way or the other. The NBA wants to see Steph Curry and LeBron go up, so there might be some magic happening behind the curtains to make that all happen. But I don't know. I think the Nuggets are the real deal too, man. Like I don't think they're gonna. I think they're here to make a statement. We'll see.
All right, then we got the Bucks and the Pacers. What'd you think of that game?
Wow, the Pacers really ran away with that one. I was shocked. I was very shocked. I thought that the Bucks were gonna get this done in like 5 or 6.
They should have, yeah.
It was crazy, Pacers, that's a young and strong team, and they just played better basketball. They played better basketball and got the job done. And obviously the series isn't over, but it's gonna put some disturbances and like awareness on their name now, because that's not really a team that you're looking to come out of the East and do some serious damage. Just kind of like how the Lakers, everyone thought that they were gonna win. This is gonna be easy series, and you lose, and that's gonna do a lot of that's gonna kill their momentum. It's gonna kill their self-esteem. It's not gonna be good for them, especially like the players. They're like, oh man, we were gonna get this done, and we're losing in game 1, and who knows how this could go. So yeah, I think it's going to be a tough series with Bucks and Pacers, a lot closer than people think. I could see it going to 7.
Well, all right, we'll get back with you guys. Leave us a comment, share, and like, but we do want to hear from you. What you think of all these games? A couple of blowouts, a couple of them close, but is it going the way you expected it? Let us know. See you next time.
Go Spurs, Marcus. Go Spurs.